It is morning at Hawksbill Key, and the water is incredibly still right now. So still, in fact, that I can see my anchor on the bottom up there at the end of 50 feet of chain. It's directly in the center of the screen right now. Hopefully you can make out that round arch on the top and then the shank coming out the back of it. But then, you know, the chain comes back towards the boat and you can see all the sweeping marks that the chain has made in the sand overnight. And the chain comes right up to the boat right there. Pretty incredible. This is unreal. I don't think we've ever been out here when it's been this calm before. I mean, look at that. It is just nuts. It's like we're flying. And look at the shadow over there. Hello. There's my shadow on the bottom, waving. Unreal. Look at all these crazy looking, the wake back there. Wave, ladies! Woohoo! I think it probably goes without saying that we are indeed motoring today. And we left Hawksbill Key. We are headed to Soldier Cay. We're gonna check out this place called the Coral Gardens. And we are just gonna enjoy the ride today. Wow, this is just amazing. We've got about 3 hours to go till we get there.
What do you think up here, Molly?
It's pretty.
It's really beautiful. You can see the bottom.
Uh-huh.
So nice.
I saw a shell.
Up a little more. There you go. Look at that.
Uh-huh.
Ready? So I just wanted to give you a little insights on our sail from Hawksbill Key down to Soldier Cay down here. So check this out. We'll look a little closer at Hawksbill Key. Right in this area is where we were anchored, probably about right there. So when you leave this anchorage, kind of through this area, you have to be pretty cautious because this is shallow water, especially right through here. I would say this is probably as low as 4 feet deep at low tide, and there are a lot of scattered small coral heads all in this area. So this is one spot where you really have to be cautious and read the water and kind of zigzag through small coral heads. So once you get kind of out in this area, you're pretty much home free. But anyways, we kind of left through here and then headed out in this direction like this. And then once we were outside of Hawksbill Key, then we just kind of followed right along the edge of all of these sandbars. You can kind of clip off the ends of them like this, you know, if you want to. It's usually like, you know, 8 or so feet deep. A lot of people go like way the crap out here to try to avoid these sandbars, but I mean, if you have a draft of, you know, 5 or 6 feet, you can really kind of hug these sandbars, and it doesn't really make a whole lot of difference, and you can save yourself a lot of time. So once you're down here in this area here, getting close to Soldier Cay, Bell's Key, Hall's Pond, this is where you got to kind of weave into these sandbars. Now, you know, you can't just take really any of these channels, but so you're approaching from out here like this, and we wanted to end up kind of here in this area. This is Soldier Cay right here with the red spot on it. And to get there, you got to go around the corner of this sandbar here. And this is like 3 and 4 feet deep in here, so you really can't cut this corner off too much. But you approach like this, you go around this corner, and then you just line up with Bell's Key and go straight towards Bell's Key. And then once you're here in front of Bell's Key, you hang a left, you go along the west side of Bell's Key, and then you got to go really, really close to this little rocky spot right here. And this is kind of creepy to do. Let me zoom in here a little bit and I'll show you. Yeah, this rock right here, I mean, you really got to get, I would say, within maybe 100 feet of it. But, you know, you got a real shallow bar over here, you got a really hard rock over here. So, I mean, I like to kind of hug this side closer to the shallow bar. So you can actually kind of see a boat right here pulling a dinghy who just went through here. So yeah, just kind of straight through this area. You know, there are a lot of kind of dark spots in the water, and you'll go over some of that stuff, but it's actually a good bit deeper than what it seems right here. Probably, you know, 10 or 12 feet at least, even at low tide. But so this little spot right here looks kind of creepy, but it's not, you know, that big of a deal. And then once you cross this rock, then you go across this channel in this direction here. And then you kind of go straight across this way like this, and then go around the west side of Pasture Key. And then once you do that, you're kind of in the area here that we were aiming for. Soldier Cay is right up here. This is Little Hall's Pond right there, and then O'Brien's. And inside this area, you have a few different spots to anchor. Some people anchor right over here in this area, right kind of in here. It's kind of shallower water, maybe 6 to 8 feet deep. There are a couple mooring balls you can tie up to if you want. Or you can anchor over here next to Little Hall's Pond. We actually checked out this spot, and I don't know, it just didn't look all that great. You really can't tuck in too tight right here because it gets really shallow, and there's some small coral heads. So what we decided to do, we anchored kind of right here, just as this bar starts to get deep enough where we have enough water to drop the anchor. We were probably in, I would say, 6 to 8 feet deep, and we anchored kind of right in that area. But everywhere in here, you got to be mindful of the tide, because there is, you know, the tide is like 2 to 3 feet, and then there's a good bit of current switching back and forth through here. So you got to, you know, be mindful of tide, current, and wind direction. So, you know, just pick out a good spot based on those conditions. But we anchored right here, and then the coral garden place that we snorkel is right here around this little island. I'm not sure the name of this little island there, but this is it. So we anchored here, we took the dinghy across there, as you are about to see, and there are a couple mooring balls here you can just tie the dinghy up to, and the snorkeling spot is basically kind of around the southwest side of this little island right there. This is a really, really amazing place to snorkel, and of all the places we've swam and snorkeled in the Bahamas so far, this is Tambi's most favorite spot. So check this out.
Well, you need to stay close to me or Daddy the whole time because the current's very strong.